Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, body of man found in Ucherios with chop wounds. The St. Anne police are probing the circumstances surrounding the death of an unidentified man whose body was found in Downsville, Ucherios in the parish on Thursday. The body is of dark complexion, slim build, and about 167 centimeters or 5 feet 6 inches long. Reports are that about 8:15 a.m., residents stumbled upon the body and alerted the police. Upon their arrival, the man's body was seen with chop wounds, including a wound to the head, lying on the roadway. It was clad in a white undershirt, black and white shirt, jeans, underwear, and gray shorts. The scene was processed and the body was removed to the morgue. Police thwart robbery on Hagley Park Road and seized the firearm. Police and the gunmen engaged in a shootout Thursday afternoon at the Mystic Plaza on Hagley Park Road, St. Andrew, thwarting what authorities believe was a robbery plan beginning to unfold. It is reported that about 2:15 p.m., the police were alerted to a suspicious blue Honda Stream motor vehicle with 3 men aboard at the Mystic Plaza. As the police arrived on the scene and approached the vehicle, the gunmen exited the car and shot at the police, who returned the fire reports the same. The men reportedly ran, eluding the police, and in the pursuit, a firearm was subsequently seized in the nearby vicinity. None of the police were injured, however it is unclear whether any of the gunmen were. Senior Superintendent of Police in charge of the St. Andrew Central Division, Marlon Nesbeth, commended the police for their swift action in preventing what he believes was a would-be robbery. This is what we have been seeing in recent times within the corporate area of persons committing various cases of robberies, heavily armed as they were, and we have been trying to mitigate these through our various patrols and focused attention around the particular areas, and we will continue to do this as we seek to rid the streets of these woodlums, SSB Nesbeth said. Footage from the scene shows the motor vehicle which the gunmen were said to be using abandoned at the plaza. Firefighters who suffered electric shock released from hospital. The 3 firefighters who were seriously injured from an electric shock while on the job on Tuesday have been released from hospital. 6 firefighters were shocked while responding to a call that multiple buildings were on fire at 7th Street in Greenwich Town, St. Andrew. 3 of them, whose injuries were not as severe, were earlier treated and released. The electrical shock was believed to be due to contact with illegal connections. Commissioner of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Stuart Beckford, told the news that the men who had remained in hospital are now at home recuperating.
We're happy that they are out of danger and that they are home with their family recuperating. We'll continue to monitor their progress and continue to support them as they continue their recovery process. I would want to place on record our sincere appreciation to the many Jamaicans who would have reached out to us through text messages and phone calls to lend moral support to these firefighters. I also want to thank the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development for their support throughout this period.
Planned protest at the Steertown Academy averted. A planned protest action on Thursday morning by members of the Steertown Academy's Parent-Teachers Association was averted. The action had been planned after the school's board on Wednesday evening voted to remove Principal Sharn Mongol and the exam coordinator Andre Yushu after several hearings and a final disciplinary hearing on Tuesday. The news has also been informed that a third teacher is also under investigation for their role in a cheating scandal at the St. Anne's-based institution. The institution has been embroiled in controversy after an investigation into a massive Caribbean Examinations Council cheating scandal, which involved the leaking of exam papers to several students in the 2022 May-June sitting of Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate exams. Several charges, including neglect of duty, were laid against the educators. The news on Thursday morning observed that several members of the Jamaica Defense Force and the Jamaica Constabulary Force who caught wind of the planned protest roaming the school grounds in an attempt to foil any possible disruption. efforts to contact the PTA president, Maxine Greenbutter, for a comment on the matter proved futile. When contacted, chairman of the school's board, Anne-Marie Bishop, said she would not speak on the matter at this time. The board's decision to sack the principal and other staff members follows the Overseas Examinations Commission's probe into the matter in 2022, out of which the commission had recommended disciplinary action. The OEC earlier Thursday emphasized the importance of security and the proper management of examination materials. While it withheld a comment on the disciplinary decision, it said it remains dedicated to upholding integrity and the trust through administering exams under equitable and safe conditions. Sharon Burnett, Deputy Director with a special responsibility for examinations at OEC, also cautioned the school administrators about the regional consequences of non-compliance to exam regulations, while urging all schools to become familiar with their responsibilities.
If something goes wrong in Jamaica, it affects the entire Caribbean. It really puts into question the security of examinations in Jamaica. The OEC has completed an exercise of engagement with all its examination centers over the past 3 going into 4 months now, where we have revisited the guidelines, visited centers to identify areas of weakness, and we are in the process of addressing all those.
Nurses at the KPH dialysis unit resume work after taking industrial action. Nurses attached to the dialysis unit at the Kingston Public Hospital, who took industrial action earlier on Thursday to protest against the poor working conditions at the unit, have returned to work. The nurses stopped working Thursday morning after the machine used to mix the bicarbonate of soda broke down. It is reported that the nurses have been complaining about the malfunctioning machine since January. The machine is important in mixing the acid used in the dialysis machine.
The machine that mixes the bicarbonate of soda that is used in the dialysis process, that machine developed a mechanical problem some weeks ago. There was need for a part that had to be sourced. The part was sourced and came into country late last week. Even as the nurses were experiencing their discomfort, the machine was fixed, the part was replaced, and the nurses have been made aware, and they're back now on the job, and everything is okay. Thankfully to them that they would have used their initiative to manually mix the bicarb in order to carry out the services to the patient. We're thankful for that, and we're happy that everything is okay now and that they're back to work.
Jamaican woman pleads guilty to wire fraud charge in the U.S. A Jamaican woman is facing up to 30 years in a U.S. prison after she admitted creating a series of fraudulent debt relief companies. These companies tricked victims into paying processing fees and disclosing sensitive personal identifying information. Sharika Savrio, also known as Sharika Savrio Goodinson, pleaded guilty in a federal court on Tuesday to 1 count of conspiracy to commit a wire fraud affecting a financial institution. She is to be sentenced on September 19. Savrio, 37, was indicted by a federal grand jury in December 2021 and extradited from Jamaica to the United States in September 2023. As part of her guilty plea, Savrio admitted to making false representations to U.S. citizens in the debt relief scam, which ran from at least June 2016 to September 2018. More than 50 individuals sent money to conspirators because of the scheme, most commonly through Western Union, believing the funds were processing fees. Conspirators also fraudulently used some of the victims' personal identifying information for other illegal purposes. Police seized a firearm and ammo at event in Kingston. A 9mm Springfield XDP pistol, along with 2 magazines and 9 rounds of ammunition, were seized by the police at the premises on Avondale Avenue in Kingston on Wednesday. Reports from the Kingston Western Police are that about 10:35 p.m., a team of officers who were acting on information visited an event in the area and they searched the premises. The firearm and ammunition were seized on the zinc perimeter fence of the premises the police said. No arrests were made in relation to the seizure. The police have launched an investigation.